Hello, my eerie enthusiasts. Tonight we delve into a tale where love paints the town red, quite literally. If you're ready to have your heartstrings pulled or plucked, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because you wouldn't want to miss a beat of Heartbreaker. Eliza Chambers lived in a world painted in shades of routine. A 34-year-old graphic designer, her life in the east side of the city was a canvas of unfulfilled dreams and untold stories. Her apartment, a cramped space filled with the scent of oil paint and turpentine, was both her sanctuary and her prison. The walls, adorned with her unfinished works, whispered tales of a heart yearning for a touch of color, the color of love. Valentine's Day was approaching, a day that painted the city in hues of red and pink, but for Eliza, it only highlighted the stark whiteness of her solitary canvas. Her friends, a quirky bunch of dreamers and romantics, had often tried to set her up on dates, but the connections were fleeting, like shooting stars that fizzled out in the night sky. The buzz about Heartbreaker started as a murmur in the background of Eliza's life. It was said to be an enigmatic figure, a weaver of dreams and matcher of souls who emerged every Valentine's Day. But whispers in the darker corners of coffee shops and bars hinted at a more sinister truth. For every match made, a price was paid. A heart united with another, while another heart vanished as if it never existed. Eliza had always dismissed these stories as urban legends, concoctions of the city's imagination, until one dreary evening, her phone buzzed with a message that sent shivers down her spine. This Valentine's, let your heart be your compass. Heartbreaker. Intrigued and unnerved, Eliza found herself drawn into the mystery. She replied to the message, her fingers trembling slightly as they tapped the screen. A meeting was arranged, the location a quaint little cafe that seemed too ordinary for such an extraordinary encounter. The cafe was a time capsule, its walls lined with sepia-toned photographs and vintage posters. As Eliza waited, nursing a cup of lukewarm coffee, her eyes traced the stories of the place, each artifact whispering secrets of a bygone era. The bell above the door chimed, announcing the arrival of a stranger cloaked in enigma. They introduced themselves only as the Matchmaker, their voice a melody that seemed to dance with the shadows. The offer was simple, yet it hung in the air like a heavy mist. By the 14th, love would find her, or her heart would be forfeit. The rules were cryptic, the outcomes uncertain, but the thrill of the unknown beckoned Eliza, whispering promises in the language of her unspoken desires. As she left the cafe, the city seemed to pulse with a newfound rhythm, a symphony composed of hidden glances and hushed conversations. Eliza's heart, a dormant ember, flickered to life, casting a soft glow on the path that lay ahead. But with each step, the shadows grew longer, and the whispers of the night spoke of a cost too steep, a game where the stakes were the very essence of one's being. Yet the canvas of Eliza Chambers' life was about to be adorned with the most vivid of hues, painting her story in strokes of passion, mystery, and danger. For in the heart of the city that never slept, the tale of the Heartbreaker was unfolding, and its chapters were written in the ink of fate and the blood of the heart. Nathan Blackwood was an enigma wrapped in a riddle, a man whose presence was as commanding as the silence of a moonless night. He walked into Eliza's life with the grace of a predator, his eyes holding storms and secrets in equal measure. They met under the guise of coincidence, a chance encounter at a bookstore that smelled of old pages and whispered tales. Their fingers brushed while reaching for the same obscure novel, and in that fleeting touch, a connection sparked, tentative yet undeniable. Eliza found herself drawn to Nathan, his allure a gravitational pull she couldn't resist. Their conversations were symphonies of depth and discovery, each word a note in a melody that seemed to resonate with her soul. He spoke of distant lands and hidden truths, his voice a balm to the emptiness that had long echoed in the chambers of her heart. Yet the city around them seemed to pulse with a disquieting rhythm. The news was rife with unexplained disappearances, each story a thread in a tapestry of dread that hung over the city like a shroud. Pets, once the cherished companions of many, vanished into the night, their absence a silent scream in the cacophony of the city's heartbeat. Eliza's friends, too, were ensnared in the web of Heartbreaker's promises. They spoke of love found in the shadow of fear, their eyes reflecting the turmoil of a sea during a storm. Whispers turned into warnings, and warnings into omens as the city held its breath, waiting for a tempest that lurked just beyond the horizon. It was during one such twilight, as rain serenaded the city with a melody of longing and loss, that Nathan's facade crumbled like the walls of a fortress long besieged. They sat in a quaint cafe, the world outside painted in strokes of rain and shadow. "I am the Heartbreaker," he confessed, the words falling from his lips like autumn leaves from a dying tree. "But not by choice. I am bound to a curse, a prisoner of a fate darker than the night sky." Eliza's heart skipped a beat, then two. The man before her, a mosaic of mystery and charm, was the architect of her deepest fears. Yet as she peered into the abyss of his eyes, she saw not a monster, but a soul shackled to a destiny it never sought. Together, they embarked on a journey that wove through the fabric of the city, each step a descent into a labyrinth of ancient curses and modern demons. They sought the witch, a spectre from a time when the world was a darker, wilder place. Her lair was said to be hidden in the heart of the city, a shadow within shadows. Her power, a tapestry woven from the threads of despair and desire. Their quest was a dance on the edge of a knife, each move a gamble against fate itself. Eliza, with her heart as her compass, navigated the maze of magic and mystery, her resolve a beacon in the darkness that sought to claim them. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, the picture that emerged was one of intricate complexity. The curse was a living entity, its roots buried deep in the soil of sins long past. Breaking it was akin to defying the very laws of nature, a challenge that demanded a sacrifice greater than any they were prepared to make. In the heart of a city that thrummed with life and whispered with secrets, Eliza Chambers and Nathan Blackwood stood on the precipice of a revelation that threatened to unravel the very fabric of their existence. For in the game of hearts and shadows, the stakes were not just their own souls, but the very essence of love itself. The witch, an ancient spectre draped in the remnants of a time forgotten, was a creature of spite and shadow. Her existence was a whispered legend, a tale mothers told their children to ward off disobedience. Her name a curse uttered in the darkest corners of the city. Her lair was hidden in plain sight, a derelict building in the oldest part of town, its facade a mask of normalcy, hiding the pulsing heart of darkness within. Eliza and Nathan, bound by a shared destiny, stood at the threshold of the witch's domain, their resolve a flickering flame in the oppressive gloom. The door creaked open, not by the touch of a hand, but by the will of the entity that lurked beyond. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of decay and the weight of centuries. The witch awaited them, her form a tapestry of shadows, her eyes gleaming with a light that was not light, a darkness made visible. "The curse can be undone," she hissed, her voice a serenade of daggers, each word slicing through the heavy air. "But the tapestry of fate is not easily unraveled. One of you must surrender the essence of love, a heart forever barren, a life devoid of the warmth of affection's touch." Eliza's breath caught in her throat, the gravity of the witch's words anchoring her to the spot. The choice was a chasm, its depths unknown, its other side shrouded in the mist of sacrifices too great to comprehend. The city, a silent witness to their plight, seemed to hold its breath, the usual cacophony of life hushed as if in anticipation of the storm that loomed on the horizon. The ritual was set for Valentine's Day, a day when the world celebrated love, yet for Eliza and Nathan, it was to be an eclipse of the heart, a moment when light and darkness would dance a dance older than time. The witch's laughter, devoid of joy, was the herald of doom. It echoed through the chambers of the Lair, a sound that seemed to fracture the very air. But Eliza and Nathan, their spirits tempered in the forge of trials and tribulations, stood united, a bulwark against the tide of despair that sought to engulf them. With her friends by her side, Eliza faced the witch not with the might of magic, but with the power of the human heart, a force that, in its purity and resilience, was anathema to the darkness that the witch wielded. The battle was not of flesh and blood, but of wills, of souls laid bare, their every fear and hope, a weapon in the struggle for the very essence of what it meant to be human. The witch faltered, her power waning under the onslaught of an unexpected adversary. The strength of bonds forged in the crucible of shared suffering. Her spells, once potent and terrible, unraveled like threads in the hands of a child. Her control slipping away like sand through the fingers. In the heart of the witch's lair, amid the echoes of a battle that transcended the physical realm, the tapestry of the curse began to unravel, its threads coming undone, revealing glimpses of a truth long hidden. The curse was not a chain, but a prison, and the key to its undoing lay not in magic or sacrifice, but in the understanding of a truth as old as the stars themselves, that love, in its purest form, was not a weakness, but a strength, a light that could pierce the deepest darkness. As the witch's form dissipated like mist at dawn, her final scream, a testament to the power she had underestimated, Eliza and Nathan stood in the heart of the storm, their hands clasped, their hearts beating as one. They had faced the darkness, and though the final act of their journey loomed ominous and uncertain, they knew that together they were a force that could change the very fabric of destiny. For in the game of hearts and shadows, love was the wild card, the unpredictable element that could turn the tide in the most unexpected of ways. The witch's defeat was a Pyrrhic victory. The curse lingered, a chain that needed a final sacrifice to shatter. Nathan's decision was a silent one, his resolve a quiet storm that left no room for argument. He would pay the price, a sentinel forever, guarding the gates of love he could never enter. As the ritual consumed the essence of his heart, a miracle blossomed in the ashes of despair. Eliza's most cherished memory of love was not a romantic whisper in the dark, but the laughter of friends, the warmth of family, a love pure and untainted. The curse broke with a sigh, a whisper of a world reborn. Nathan vanished, a shadow at dawn's light, leaving Eliza with a heart heavy with sorrow but full of love. She dedicated her life to protecting the love that thrived in the city's heart. Her foundation, Heart's Haven, became a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of love over darkness. And then, on a night painted with the hues of an unfinished canvas, he returned. Nathan, a wraith made flesh, stood at her doorstep, a smile touching his lips. "Love," he said, his voice a melody from a forgotten dream, "is the most potent magic." In the heart of the city that never slept, Eliza Chambers found her canvas awash with the colors of love, each stroke a testament to the journey of a heart that learned to beat in the face of darkness. In Heartbreaker, the tale of a curse became a saga of hope, a reminder that even in the deepest shadows, the heart is a beacon, relentless and resolute, guiding us back to the light. In the shadowy alleys of love and sacrifice, our story, Heartbreaker, reminds us that even the darkest curse can't eclipse the true power of the heart. Share your thoughts in the comments. Would you brave the witch's lair for a chance at love? Keep your hearts guarded and your wits about you, dear viewers, for the next tale may lurk just around the corner. Fright fans, click next for more chills and hit subscribe to join our ghastly gang. You see, who dares to miss out, so watch our next video.